Good afternoon, all. This is MemphisWeather.net meteorologist Eric Procius, recording this about noon on Sunday, February 28th, the last day of February, and moving into spring severe weather season already. It was just a couple of weeks ago right now that the first flakes were starting to fall on a 10-inch snow week. That is long gone, and we are moving headlong into March and severe weather season. And I wanted to give you a little update on what to expect for the rest of today. So we're going to start off with just an overview. We do have a very warm and moist air mass outside. If you have been out, it is really sticky. Feels definitely like a potential for severe weather. Temperatures are already over 70, and we've got a cold front moving in that's going to move through early this evening. That is going to bring scattered showers and a possible thunderstorm this afternoon, but the main period of concern is going to be between about 5 and 10 p.m. tonight, when we expect a broken to perhaps a solid line of storms moving through during that time frame. Starting from the north and moving to the south, so the earlier times will be north of the metro, and it should be completely clear by 10 o'clock tonight. Now, the threats with this line of storms are going to be flash flooding. There is a lot of water around. There's still a very wet ground from the recent snowfall and snowmelt and other rainfall that has come through. So flash flooding is going to be a threat. Strong wind gusts are also possible with these storms as they move through. And we do have the risk of an isolated tornado as well. I'm going to take a quick look here at the latest run of the HRRR model that we have, showing how this storms might evolve over the next several hours. This runs from noon until midnight, and you will see the Memphis area in the dashed box right near the center. And this does show scattered showers and a few thunderstorms this afternoon, and then that line moving through during the evening hours. It has it coming through here right around 7 or 8 p.m. through the heart of the metro tonight. The overview of the severe weather risk for today puts us in a slight risk. That is a category 2 out of 5, and that indicates that we have a high wind potential of around 15%, tornadoes around 5%. Large hail is not a big threat with this storm system. Flash flooding is also going to be a concern because of the potential for training storms and heavy rainfall on top of already wet ground. Here are the specific severe weather probabilities for the event. In the upper left, you see that we are in the slight risk. The tornado probability is in the upper right, and the Memphis area is in a 5% risk, and that means that there is a 5% probability of a tornado within 25 miles of your location. We are not expecting big severe weather or supercell type of tornadoes that will be long-tracked and very strong. This will be more of the embedded quick spin-up type that might occur within some of the storms that are moving along the line as they come in. One of the risks with that is that they typically do not get much warning when those spin up, so you'll want to be prepared for that. The hail risk is off to our southwest, really no concerns there. And then the primary risk is going to be damaging winds over 60 miles per hour in some of these storms, and the probability there is around 15% in the metro. We also are expecting heavy rain, and the Weather Prediction Center has outlined a slight risk of flash flooding within our area. That's a 10 to 20% chance. It's about equivalent to the high wind chance that we have. The greater chance of that is up to our north and moving across Kentucky, but we are in an area where we could see some flash flooding as well. The rainfall amounts for from this morning through tomorrow morning, basically for this system moving through, are right around 1.5 inches. Some areas will see more than that as storms train over the same areas potentially, and that's where the flash flooding may occur. And so we're looking at the potential for isolated amounts over 2 inches. Some areas may stick closer to 1 inch, but 1.5 inches is a relative estimate for the area. Now we need to get into a few safety tips because we have not had severe weather in quite some time. We've been more worried about the winter types, and so we'll go through just a few things to keep in mind as this system moves in. First of all, the slight risk is a category 2 out of 5. That means there are scattered severe storms possible. They are generally, the severe storms would be short-lived and not producing widespread damage, but you could get a few intense storms mixed in with that line that's coming through. A tornado or two is certainly possible in a slight risks, and we're expecting that there could be some reports of strong winds or wind damage as well. Again, hail is not necessarily a risk with this system. We want you to make sure you know your geography as well. As the storms are moving in and we're putting out warnings are coming out for areas, especially for the storms coming in from the north, you're going to want to know what is to your north. So in Shelby County, if you hear warnings coming out for Tipton County or Mississippi County, Poinsett County, that means the storms are headed towards you. You want to know what counties are surrounding of you. If you're down in North Mississippi, make sure you know when the storms start moving into Shelby County in the I-40 corridor, you're up next. These storms will be moving from northwest to southeast. We're also looking at the possibility for you having this severe weather, making sure that you are prepared. And so you need to make sure that your safe place is accessible, that you have communication plans with those who may not be at home at the time and how you can communicate with others if need be. And it is a good time to make sure that you are ready for the potential for severe weather, not just for this storm system, but we are entering the prime severe weather season here over the next 30 days or so. So you want to make sure that you're ready at any time. If there is a tornado warning, you want to also know where you should go. And is your safe place ready? So this afternoon is a good time to make sure that you have that cleaned out and ready just in case. I don't think the threat is significant, but you want to be ready because there will not be likely much warning in advance of the potential for one of these spin-up tornadoes, and it's also this time of year when you need to get that ready anyway. We certainly suggest that you have at least some good options available, including in an interior room in your home or building, a basement. Not too many of those around here, but if you've got an underground way to stay safe, that's a good one. Bad options are mobile homes, out in your vehicles, driving, and large open gymnasiums and open rooms with high span ceilings. You need to be moving to better options. And of course, if you've got a storm shelter, that is certainly the best place to be during the tornado. And finally, we'll talk here about how to get your watches and warnings. You do need multiple ways of getting severe weather warnings. Each one of these potential ways here has their pros and cons, but you should be looking at all of these options. Local TV and radio certainly is a good way, especially when the severe weather is moving through. You will be able to find local channels that offer you information that you need. Just remember that they typically are going to focus on one area at a time, and so they can't cover multiple storms in multiple areas unless without continuing to provide constant stream of information. Weather radios are a great way to get your warnings as well. Just remember those are county-wide alerts, and so especially for smaller storms or smaller areas that are being warned, you will get an alert if your county is impacted, not necessarily just your location. Outdoor warning sirens are good ways as well if you have them nearby. Just remember that those are outdoor sirens. They are not designed to be heard indoors. Some folks can hear them, but if the wind is blowing and the rain is falling really hard, you may not hear the outdoor sirens. And then mobile apps are certainly probably one of the better ways these days, combined with others, to get your information. They can be very targeted to your specific location. You can customize those to how you would like to receive your warnings and which ones you want to get. Just remember that if your technology fails, or cell signals go down and so forth, that is one of the cons of those. But you need to be combining multiple ways to get your information. So to summarize here, we've got strong to potentially severe storms expected early this evening. You should be preparing now for the possibility of very heavy rainfall, damaging wind gusts, and the possibility for some quick spin-up tornadoes that could occur with little warning. So make sure you're using the afternoon to be prepared for the evening. I strongly suggest that if you have plans this evening between in the metro here between about 6 and 9 p.m., that you try and avoid travel if possible during those times. We certainly don't want to see anyone get caught out in one of these storms and have a circumstance that we could have avoided. And make sure that you've got multiple ways of receiving weather information. We will continue to keep you updated on our social media channels on Facebook and Twitter. We're at MemphisWeather1 on Twitter, MemphisWeather.net on Facebook. Find the post that will be pinned to the top of that page. We'll put all of our updates in one stream on the comments of that post. That's the best way that you get the information from Facebook if you are using Facebook. And finally, we do, of course, have our severe weather warning app. You can get our app at app.MemphisWeather.net. That'll give you the radar and all of our tweets and forecast and everything. And, of course, you can sign up for SW Plus alerts. Stormwatch Plus will provide you severe weather warning information for your targeted location in the way that you wish to receive that. We strongly suggest that as one of your ways as well. We hope that everyone stays safe and gets through this, and then we'll look forward to a drier week coming up. Thank you.